Mercer on Mission is a program that challenges students to travel to developing nations to participate in various service projects. The 2014 Mercer on Mission to Ecuador focused on environmental contamination and human exposure to mercury due to artisanal and small-scale gold mining in the El Oro province. Specific attention was paid to the use of mercury and cyanide during the processing of ore. In order to effectively carry out our research plan, it was essential to conduct surveys of the miners. This was done to better understand which processing methods they used, why they used them, and to gauge the miners' overall understanding of the entire process of extracting the gold. To begin generating an effective survey, we had to brainstorm and write all of the questions in English since not everyone in our Mercer on Mission group understood Spanish. The surveys began with a short biographical information section to learn more about them as individuals. The biographical section was followed by questions used to determine their individual mining practices and preferences. This was done to understand how frequently they worked in the mines and processing centers and what type of safety precautions they took while working in both. After these questions, there were questions about which method they used to process their ore. Finally, there were questions about their understanding of the chemicals used in gold processing, their use of retorts, and the overall concerns of being a miner. Once the questionnaire was assembled in English, it was translated into Spanish and printed out. While at the processing centers, students interviewed miners one-on-one. It was not easy to obtain a lot of interviews because the miners were often busy and skeptical to work with outsiders. The miners had seen people come in the past and not provide them with much help, so they did not trust that we would be doing something useful. We learned that the practical implementation of surveys is surprisingly challenging. However, the surveys could still be successfully completed with several miners. The preliminary findings from the surveys showed that many of the miners learned their trade on their own or from their family, with little to no formal or informal training. In addition to this, many of the miners stated that they use specific processing methods because they are the easiest and fastest, not because they are the most environmentally friendly. Finally, most miners showed that they were concerned about their safety when using mercury and cyanide, but they were not as concerned when using zinc. The surveys that were made will continue to be refined and edited in order to obtain additional information from the miners.